Hello everyone, I'm here in Southwest Germany. The sun is coming up and today we're going to review a large hospital project of approximately 1.6 million square feet. This hospital will make a huge impact on the local community and broader region. And what we're going to talk about is the foundational and structural elements of the project and how it relates to life. And also one of my favorite aspects of construction, and that's concrete. Let's go do it. We've arrived at the job site. The sun is coming up. The main gate that we're about to enter for vehicle traffic. And on the left, you're going to see a full-scale mock-up building to set benchmark standards and collaborate on details in advance of construction, both exterior and interior. We're walking into the main gate for vehicles. There's a secondary gate ahead for badging and security to control access. You can see our work facilities for our professionals on the left. We're going to talk about that. There's an outstanding environment for our workers being created here so we can produce dynamic outcomes together. We're going to walk right up to the site here. You can see the awesome display of tower cranes. Can't wait to look at that around the site here today. We're actually going to get to see the batch plant facilities and pour a little concrete. This gets me really excited. Once again, the work environment here on the left. Walking up to these secure gates. One thing you can see, the truck that just left, you can see the tire wash automatic system that's up ahead to make sure that we control dust and particles. And wow, what a day. Again, the setup for the environment, just looking back at where we came from. And I'll just zoom right here to the entry. And let's get ready to go in. Entering the office area. Hello. Hello. Go. All right, we're here with our project team. We're getting ready to go on site, and we're going to hear a little bit from our overall leader, John Abbott, a little bit about the project and a little bit about this awesome dynamic environment for our people to work in.
Thanks, Adam. Welcome, everyone. This is the ROV MCR, Rhine Ordnance Barracks Military Replacement Hospital job site. And massive facility, been 10 years in the making, still in the design phase, but it's a fast track project. So what you're going to see is actually concrete shell facades going full speed ahead while the rest of the design catches up so that we can do the interior work. But what you see around you is very typical of a German construction site facility.
How are you doing? Good morning.
But they go a little bit above and beyond in this site only because it's a bit remote. So to help entice the folks to come out here and want to spend the next 3, 4, 5 years of their life doing a job, they've really built quite a facility with all these modular sections that are all built together to build a complex. And some of these can even be converted into sleeping chambers. So if folks actually wanted to stay on the site, they could actually have their own chamber. Multiple facilities, full cantina, there's refrigerators on every floor. They really take care of the people here, our joint venture partner. And what they're putting together is going to be what I consider a model job site for how you take care of your people in the construction industry.
Thank you, John.
Go.
With great excitement, we're here with the team and we're getting ready to tour the project. But before we do, let's hear a little bit about the project from our overall lead, John Abbott. And also a little bit, we're sitting in the canteen right now, or standing, I should say, in the canteen. And so let's hear a little bit about the project. John?
Thanks, Adam. It's a fantastic project that we're doing here. It's a fast-track design-build hospital project for the U.S. military. Multiple entities involved, multiple governmental agencies that are involved. Design is performed by the German government. The actual construction is taken care of from the U.S. government. It's going to be a project that's taken 10 years in the making, and eventually it will be the premier facility for all of our U.S. military that are operating overseas, not only for themselves and their family here in the German area, but all the overseas environments. So they will utilize this facility coming and going. Well over 1 million square feet, and it's going to have an intense amount of folks that are involved, not only in the design, but in the construction. Just this facility that you're standing here, this is the cantina, as Adam mentioned, where they actually serve hot meals for all the staff, and 3 stories high, multiple containers. And as we walk, you'll see other facilities that are in place, not only for the actual joint venture partner, but all of the trade contractors that are on site.
Thank you, John. Let's go do it. With great excitement, we're here with the project team getting ready to go on site. We're going to hear from a couple of our project leaders on what the project's all about in this amazing dynamic setup for us to work in. John and Heath, why don't you share a little bit about the project and what it's all about?
Sure, I'd be happy to do that. Where you're standing now is in a massive project that we're doing in joint operation between the German government and the U.S. government. It's a well over 1 million square foot facility that's been 10 years in the making, and a little bit of a remote site. It's right next to Ramstein Air Force Base, which is a major hub for the European theater. And this facility will be in action not only for the folks that are here serving the military in the Ramstein area, but for all the U.S. folks that will be serving outside the continental United States. So, a very important facility for the government and for the U.S. military, and a wonderful relationship with our joint venture partner. They've gone well above and beyond to make everyone comfortable in a workplace, building facilities such as this that you're going to see, and many others for the trade contractors as well.
And with our staff, we've got over 100 people out here. On the job site, we have worked about 1.3 million hours. So from a 2-year standpoint, put in 94% of the concrete, and that adds up to almost 100,000 cubic meters. So well on our way with the superstructure and the facade, and getting ready to move into the interiors.
So over 100 professional staff, and how many craft on the job site, roughly?
Right now, just with the structural works, 300.
Outstanding. Well, let's go do it. I'm currently in one of the tunnels underneath the main clinic. All of the buildings have a concrete foundation, concrete tunnel system, and then concrete superstructure, whereby all of the systems, the heart of the building, the facade or the enclosure, and ultimately all the interiors that make the facility what it is. So concrete is the foundational and structural elements for this complex and many facilities that we build. So we're now in one of the main buildings. All of the buildings are either cast in place concrete, that's concrete with reinforcing, or precast, which means it's cast off-site, concreted reinforcing, and brought to the site. So can you tell us a little bit about the concrete?
Yep, so we've got 105,000 cubic meters of concrete. Right now we're 94% in place. We'll be pouring a little bit just in the next 15-20 minutes, so we'll walk over there next.
All right, I'm really looking forward to that. You can see the concrete batch plant right behind me. This is where they mix the aggregate, cement, and water together, all mixed, and then dump it into the truck, and then the truck goes out to the site to be placed and finished. Let's go take a look. We just left the batch plant location, and we're now coming up to the pour location. You can see the concrete pump and the concrete truck that's pouring into the concrete pump, and then it will get pumped into the location at which the concrete's being poured and finished. Let's go take a look. This concrete truck is pulling up to the pump. The concrete truck has pulled up at the concrete pump. The concrete truck has pulled up at the concrete pump. They're doing quality control, quality assurance at the batch plant, and then double checking as the concrete gets entered into the pump. And then it will get pumped up to the wall form location. We'll go up there in just a second. Concrete going into the pump, and the pump starting to pump. They're priming it. I'll go meet you up at the pour location. All right, I'm now climbed up the scaffolding on top of the wall forms. The pump is being stretched out, coming right at me right now. You can see the wall forms. You can see the string line to let set line and grade here. All the structural reinforcing, the concrete formwork. There's a vibrator right here, so the concrete will get placed and vibrated and then finished off at the top of the wall. And this is a structural wall, just one example of many structural elements on the project. John, why don't you take a look at a concrete pump coming right at us. How cool is that? So the concrete is being put into the pump is pumping over here, they prime the pump, and the pump's coming right at us. What a beautiful day. All right, here we go. Let's pump some concrete. John, let's pump it. We're now vibrating the concrete into the floor to make sure it's all consolidated properly. As they continue to pour downstream. So now we're going to go ahead and put the vibrator on the floor. All the way down to the bottom. Then bring it back up.
No.
Nice and slow, a little too fast there. Nice and easy. Nice and easy. How about that, huh? Very good, I'll give it back to you. So you can also see the pump operator controlling the boom and the pumping of the concrete into the forms. We're just wrapping up the wall pour. There are people on the ground checking to make sure the forms are safe as we wrap up the pour. More and more concrete puts more and more pressure on those forms, so it's really important to check the form work as we go. And so what we learned today was the awesome site logistics and environment that create dynamic work environments for our people to produce great things. We also learned a little bit about the foundations, the structure for the building that we're building. And really the foundation and structure is everything that makes the projects come to life for us. But this also applies to all of us in our lives. We all need foundational and structural things in our life, whether it's our family, our friends, whether it's making an impact in the work that we do, and just really making every day special. Thank you. And thanks, John, for everything. All right, we're here at the batch plant. You just saw the loader that's loading the aggregates, the fly ash into the hoppers. The material's brought up into the processing area through conveyors. That's then mixed with cement and water that creates the batch of concrete.
It then comes out of the conveyor into the truck. From there, the truck leaves the site, goes around the corner where we've got a scheduled wall pour later this morning. Stay tuned, we'll be back and we'll show you the wall pour.
All right, let's go do it.
Good.
There's one truck underneath the hopper getting loaded, another one ready to get loaded right behind it. Bring on the concrete.
The guy from
Cheese!
Put a thumbs up.